Hello again, and welcome back to another Scary Stories My Father Told Me. And I am your host, cosplayer charsieluxxx. While I am solstice for this month's theme of They Stir Below, I've been doing several different things that kind of represent strange creature features and things that happen to come from the depths of hell. It seems to be the number one thing that I keep diving into. But I had a movie review for The Devil Below and found out that that was loosely based off of the urban legend of the well to hell. So I am excited. Today I'm going to do a version that is based off of the original urban legend of the well to hell. And I'm also happy to announce the fact that yes, this in fact was a story that my dad had told me and my brother way back in the day. He loved urban legends and loved retelling folklore and myths and all those kind of, well, I mean, we all know since this is what the title of my show is based off of. But me doing my research like I usually do, and come to find out, I started recognizing it and I'm like, yep, here's another one that my dad had in fact told me at one point in time. But anyway, enough about the past. Let's go forward and tell this little urban legend of the well to hell. Back in the late 1980s, you had the Soviet Union and America were at great odds with one another. Of course, one of the greatest things that they were in battle about was who could travel farther into space. So you had the great space race going on. But not only were they both at odds with one another to see who could get the farthest and make the biggest discoveries out in space, they were also at odds with seeing who could travel deeper into the Earth's core. But you had the Soviet Union, who was on that race first. You have Mr. Azakov and his team of Soviet engineers who went to an unknown location in Siberia, and that their plan was to take some drilling equipment and to see how far deep and down below they could go. They wanted to see just how far they could make it into the Earth's core. But as they took their drill and started digging down deep, about the 9-mile mark, they had made a very unusual and peculiar discovery. So, taking a heat-resistant microphone and several other sensory equipment, they slowly lowered it down into this tunnel. And the farther down that the equipment went, that's when they started realizing that the temperatures were steadily and very quickly rising. Temperatures that they had never seen before in their lives. At the 9-mile mark, there was a record high of 1,000 degrees Celsius. That's 1,832 degrees in Fahrenheit. No one would be able to survive in temperatures like this. In fact, the equipment was slowly having issues and problems being around those temperatures. But not only were they realizing how hot the temperatures were down in this cavity, something else came to be. From the microphone, the Soviet engineers could hear these haunting, terrifying screams coming from the depths below. And they had realized that they had dug a well to hell, and that they were hearing the tormented screams of the people who were trapped down in hell and being tormented by demons below. And of course, after this great discovery was made, rumors rumors began to spread across the country. And it traveled into Europe to where you even had Finland, who was writing in newspapers and talking about the well to hell that was discovered in the Soviet Union. Well, of course, word got back to America. And as myths and legends started to spread about the great discovery of the well to hell, the Americans, of course, wanted to do the same. Because how dare anybody else make this discovery before they did? So they pulled together 13 different engineers and scientists, and they all pulled their team together in a private location in a gorge in the middle of Ohio. Here, they were able to take their drill, and just like the Soviet Union engineers, they started to dig deeper and deeper, creating a gigantic cavity in the middle of the earth. And the deeper they went, they started to discover the exact same strange things that they were discovering over in the Soviet Union. And as this drill started to lower farther and farther into the earth, about the 6 or 7 mile mark was when they started to realize that the equipment was starting to falter, and they couldn't for sure figure out why. And as soon as they made it to the same mile mark as what the Soviet Union engineers had done, at the 9 mile mark, they realized that the drill was having problems and would not drill down deeper. So the same thing as over in Siberia, these engineers and scientists started to take a heat-resistant microphone and sensory equipment and slowly lower it down into the cavity. And as they went down deeper and deeper into this hole, they started to uncover that the temperatures were the exact same highs as what they were over in the Soviet area. That they were seeing 1,000 degrees Celsius, 1,832 degrees Fahrenheit. But that's not all they had uncovered. Obviously, with those high temperatures, the equipment was faltering, which is exactly why the drill had stopped working. It was as if it was trying to drill into plastic, and it just would not go through anymore since it wasn't dirt and rock anymore. It was like melted molten lava. Obviously, with the heat and the high extreme temperatures, the microphone and the sensory equipment were going on the fritz as well. But before the microphone had officially cut off, one sound had traveled through before it all faded to static. The same tormented and horrifying screams that sounded like tortured souls in the depths of hell traveled through the microphone until everything just cut off, and all that was left was that haunting silent sound as all 13 engineers and scientists stood there baffled. Obviously, after learning about the existence of hell down below in the Earth's core, the American scientists and engineers knew that they could not open this portal to hell. And they also knew that they needed to keep this discovery a secret, because if the rest of the world had found out about this existence, all hell would break loose in a matter of speaking. So this well to hell was sealed away and closed. Everything about the well to hell became of myth, became of rumors, became of legends. So we may want to continue flying higher into space and seeing what different planets and galaxies we can discover. But we definitely do not want to keep drilling and digging down below, for we might find the terrifying truth and the portal of the well to hell. Well, my little Luxes, as usual, I really hope that you enjoyed the urban legend of the well to hell. And like I said, it's very loosely based off of the original one. There is a lot of history to the well to hell. And this is why I love urban legends, because they are very slimly based from truth. And from that truth, we gain these outrageous, mythical, supernatural stories that are just so incredible and phenomenal. And it's just one of those things where we have movies that are now being based off of these urban legends. Like I said, The Devil Below is loosely based off of the urban legend of the Well to Hell. And the Well to Hell comes from the late 1980s. I believe 1989 is about the time that Finland was posting it in their newspapers. So it's incredible to think of how much myth and stories are intertwined with our history. And let's face it, every country has some kind of a version of hell that is a terrible bad place, that if you do bad things, you're going to be tortured for the rest of your life. But if you're brand new to my channel, I am so incredibly happy to have you here. Welcome, and I love diving into the unusual, the weird, the strange, and I love horror. I do horror movie reviews, but I also have Charsie chats where I just kind of do general commentary on anything and everything. Once again, I hope you enjoyed the urban legend of the Well to Hell. And like I said, scary stories my father told me. That yes, I'm excited to announce that yes, this one was one that my dad had told me. So let me know, have you heard this one before? Since urban legends are very recent. That's the other fascinating thing. Like, some urban legends stem from centuries ago that have just kind of like made it through time and has gotten warped. But most of our urban legends are really, really recent, especially with the technology of newspapers and telegraphs, that how far and wide these rumors could spread. So obviously with the fight between Soviet Union and America, that this is what came of it. We got an urban legend about the Well to Hell. And how fascinating is that? But anyway, I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on another Scary Stories My Father Told Me. And I would love for you to come and join me on my main channel for charsieluxxx. And I also have several other social media platforms, and I would love for you to come and join me there as well. And if you would like to help support me just a little bit more, please come join me on my Patreon. And you can see on the screen a shout out to my Patreon members, and thank you so much for joining. And please remember, I am the afterlife of the party, but I would love for you to come and join me in the afterlife of the party. But we will not be going down the Well to Hell. No, no, no. We're going to party hard right here on Earth as little ghosties. And please remember to slay, subscribe, like, and always be yourself. And love yourself, because self-love is the best love you can give yourself. And until next time, my little Luxes, I hope you have a Luxy Charms kind of day. Bye! Because in the end, nobody really wants a portal to hell.